Here's Paul. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Nuggets. They've got Boss. Bodyguard is out there with Gordon. Then there's Victor Oladipo. On defense, Phoenix. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at him wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that.
Sanders passes to Paul. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Sanders, high post. A 26-point game for him in the win against Utah.
And I thought the contribution he made by just generating contact, getting to the line was outstanding, guys. I mean, he picked up a lot of points at the stripe. And one thing that Phoenix had for them last season was depth. A very good bench, and they provided a good scoring punch when called upon.
And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points in the ballgame. Pass to Paul. Feeds it to Morris. Now here's Sanders. He's guarded closely. 5 to shoot. Phoenix no good that time either.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Oladipo, good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Paul goes in. Here's the machine, defended by Gordon, and that one's good.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Jokic passes to Murray. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. They set the pick. Here's the bodyguard. The three-pointer, no good. Suns trail by 3. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Shoot two.
Free throw drops for Sanders.
And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
Sanders hits them both.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming in the last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Paul outside. Dishes it to Booker. They set the pick. The pass to Sanders. Paul, no one around him. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
The bodyguard passes to Jokic. Shoots the 3. Murray, good. Murray's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Paul outside to the paint. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession.
Kevin, while we've got a moment here, let's see over the last month how the Denver Nuggets ranked in the NBA statistics. 3rd in assists, 7th in field goal percentage. And this is also what I would call a pretty solid offensive rebounding team. I mean, they've got a top 10 ranking in the second chance points category.
And their assist rankings, that stands out to me as well. Good ball distribution is so critical to an efficient offense. And this is a team that gets that. They've made it a priority.
Phoenix has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Now here's Booker, guarded by Oladipo. Inside, Morris. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Morris has got his first points of the night. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek.
Kevin, I asked what part of their offensive scheme he feels most confident in today, and he said it's probably the depth of perimeter shooting talent that they've got. He said our guys can flat out shoot it, and you're going to see it today. Gentlemen?
Thanks a lot, Doris.
I definitely can appreciate their approach with the 3-ball.
Here's the screen. Morris a screen. Here's Booker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Denver's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Jokic. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Lakers. It's Oladipo on the wing. And another miss by Denver. And Victor Oladipo, after a solid rookie campaign, really took it up a notch last season, even after missing Clark the first 9 games with that facial fracture.
I love this kid's gravitas. I mean, he's got a presence about him. His percentages improved across the board, field goal, 3-point free throws. And I like his work ethic and his confidence.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And talking about Victor Oladipo's improvement, a lot of it has to do with his work ethic. Also his pregame film studies, something his college coach absolutely raved about. And all that showed up for him big time last season.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops.
And you know, back to Oladipo, we always talk about 5-star phenoms coming out of high school. He was just a 3-star guy. He's had to work for everything he's gotten, and I think that served him well. He's got a hunger and drive that you can't manufacture.
Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Denver. Martin comes in for Victor Oladipo. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Here's Murray coming off a solid outing against the Lakers.
And when you shake up a roster, as the Suns did last year, it's hard to keep pace. They ended 6 games back of that final playoff spot, but that all happened after they decided to shake things up.
Here's Jokic, banked in off the glass. 5 points in the game.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Paul goes in. He dishes it to Booker. The offensive rebound, the machine, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now the dish to Murray. Now the feed to Gordon. Puts up the baby hook. Again, the Nuggets score. The Suns have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Paul kicks to Booker. Denver grabs the miss. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
Paul goes in. That is good. And the Suns lead by 1. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Screen by Fareed. Here's Jokic. He has 5. 4 on the clock. Here's Murray, defended by Paul.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Those are the kinds of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
There's the pick. Here's Barton. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
No good on the triple.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Sanders passes to the machine. Morris outside. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Tell you what, he's 3 of 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Denver calls timeout. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for the machine. Jay Crowder comes in for Sanders. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Booker. And it's Payne in for Chris Paul. Barton kicks to Rivers. Out left to the wing. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. The shot's good from Fareed.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Crawford drives in, banked in off the glass. And the Suns lead by 5.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Pass to Jokic. There's a screen. Here's Rivers. Off target with his 3.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And with this quick break in play, let's take a look now and select from a group of point guards that have been killing it from three-point range over the last 10 games. Take a look at Murray, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc. And, of course, Cameron Payne, he's doing even better.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due, some outstanding long-range shooters.
No doubt about it. And being as accurate from three-point land as these guys are makes them that much more valuable as point guards. Opposing defenses have to worry about their passing and their shooting.
And free throw good from Barton.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
That one misses. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot in the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
You know, Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch and shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
And he gets the bucket.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
.102 left to play in the first. Morris a screen. Payne gets a wide open look. Drops in the tray. Payne's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Nuggets trail by 5. Lets it go with a 3. Payne grabs the board.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
It's better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
All right, now, take a break, 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Denver with a tough year last season. A lot of losses for them on the road as they would go, Clark, only 11 and 30 away from the Mile High City.
Yeah, and Kevin, they ended the season on a 5-game road losing streak as well. I mean, they had mostly given up at that point as they had tried to develop young players, and it just kind of blew up on them down the stretch.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
A big problem for the Nuggets last year is that they just couldn't hit shots away from home. I mean, they finished in the bottom 5 in terms of field goal percentage on the road.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Hey, I've got one more note on the Nuggets and the road. I mean, when you shoot as poorly as they did, as you mentioned, you start to lose some confidence and second-guess things. It's a lot harder to fight through shooting slumps like that in somebody else's building, no doubt.
Tries again. Crawford with another miss.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
From deep three-point range, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Suns lead by 6. 2K Sports, back in a moment here from the U.S. Airways Center. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team. Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. We've got Wilson Chandler. He's out there with the bodyguard. Kenneth Faried is out there with Victor Oladipo. Out to Shumpert. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to the machine. The Suns need to get a shot off. Goes up on the wing. Crawford, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 6. The bodyguard passes to Chandler. Campazzo, guarded by Shumpert. Chandler right side. The wide open look here for Oladipo. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Phoenix leading by 4. Feeds it to Shumpert. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Nuggets shooting 43% for the game. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Oladipo outside. A 3-ball. That's good. Oladipo's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. Chandler kicks to Payne. In the corner, it's Crawford. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Nuggets trail by 3. Here's the bodyguard. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Ball's knocked loose. Crawford outside. Here's the machine. Faried defending. Crawford missing again.
I guess even he has just one of those once in a while.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on the follow, just like he got there.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And there's the pass to the bodyguard from past the arc, and the shot is good. The bodyguard's got his second bucket of the night.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
So for the Suns, Sanders checked in for Iman Shumpert. Booker comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Payne. Paul outside. Fades. And the shot is good. 9 points for the machine.
Great shot. Had to fade back, but he still managed to drain it.
Here's Murray, defended by Paul. Now Murray. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Now here's Sanders. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
The Suns shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, guys, those numbers represent a nice step up from what they were last year.
That's good from Sanders. Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Suns leading by 5. Paul outside. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Paul's got 6.
Well, you know, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
And there's the call on Chandler. That is his first foul of the game. The Nuggets trail by 7. Here's Murray. It's Oladipo on the wing. And stolen by Booker. Paul outside. There's a screen. Down low. And now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back to stop him. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season, miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way.
And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree, and, you know, a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And, of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago, and never really got back on track.
To the paint, it's deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. And let's go down to a list of players you can't leave open under any circumstances. This season's most accurate small forwards from the field. And you look at Sanders.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe them. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
And, Greg, you can't post the kind of percentages they do unless you operate that way. I mean, you can't be undisciplined at the small forward spot if you hope to be an efficient shooter.
Murray dishes to Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires it up. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Gordon's got 7 points.
And, you know, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
The Nuggets trail by 6. Now Murray. To the right side. Here's the bodyguard. And a miss there on the triple.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass. You know, the Phoenix Suns played well overall last season, but they still couldn't match up against some of the teams in the West. Had a hard time with in-conference battles.
And for the Suns last season, Greg, they ended with a record 21-31 against the Western Conference. It's something that you can point to, Greg, as a reason they failed to make the postseason.
Great point, Kevin. And the big problem for the Suns were the other Western playoff teams. Only went 8-22 against the top 8 in the West.
First free throw is good.
And guys, with the Suns last year, you know, it wasn't a full return to that 7 seconds or less era, but it was pretty close. And the Suns were right at the top in terms of pace of play.
The Suns making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Barton's checked in for Denver. Austin Rivers comes in for Oladipo. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Well, as our listeners and our viewers know, we love analytics, and pace is how many possessions you see during an average game. The Suns were close, Clark, to 100.
Yeah, only the Rockets and Warriors played at a higher pace than the Suns did, Kevin. And pushing the pace is really when they were most effective.
Murray kicks to Barton. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
The steal. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket for Murray.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And Sanders, here we go. It's good, and there's a block called on the play. He'll get 1 free throw.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Phoenix.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
What a stellar outing in this one for Sanders. 10 points, and 4 of his points have come at the foul line. He's made the most of those opportunities.
And you can't undervalue the importance of that. Many times a game comes down to which team wins the free throw battle.
It's tipped and taken away by Paul. And he feeds it to Sanders. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Jokic passes to Gordon. Off target from 3-point range. Suns leading by 9. Paul kicks to Booker. Morris a screen. Booker dishes to Morris. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Sanders with the steal. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. The Nuggets trail by 11. Here's Murray. He's got 5. And that one hits back iron.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
The drive by Paul, and he gets the bucket. Paul's got 6 in the quarter.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Barton passes to Murray. shot to stop the run. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Morris has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And that one's good. And 12 points for Chris Paul.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Now Murray. Pass to Jokic. Unloads from 9, and he can't bank that one in. Suns leading by 15. And here is Paul. 12 points for him. Booker in the corner. Denver grabs the miss. Last time they met was in Denver.
And a really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
And that one's good. 16 points for the natural.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Paul. The past month has been surreal. He's averaging about 19 points per, 8 assists and 4 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
No good from Booker.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
That's good from Chandler. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense, and that's why teams will just still want him even late in his career.
And that one's good.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
It's Crawford with the drive, and the layup's good off the glass. Crawford's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Here's Rivers. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
The Suns have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Crawford.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
To the wing on the left. Here's Barton, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, you know, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. You know, he's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Suns ahead, running away with this one. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyson, what has been the key to enabling your team to control the tempo of this game throughout this first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're able to make some shots on the other end.
It all came together in that first 24 minutes. Tyson, thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They are in blowout territory, leading by 20. Let's start with you, Kenny. What did you think?
Well, they're getting to the line more, and that usually comes down to wanting it more. Because once they had the lead, they kept pushing. They tightened the screws up, and they didn't let go.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
They're getting completely outworked on the glass. Giving up that many rebounds is how you dig yourself into a hole like this, Ernie. They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. You like that, Ernie? They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. Oh, I'm so good.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.